Okay. Well, welcome in again to the second episode of Third and Thirsty. We're back, boys. Consistency is the key in podcasting, and we're taking the first step to continue success. So this week, we're going to go a little bit over a recap of free agency, what each team did. We're going to keep that real short. We know anybody that's listening to this, all three of you, if you've listening to podcasts like this, that means you've listened to quite a few other podcasts. You're looking for something new. You know what your team did in free agency. You know what the other teams did in free agency. So we'll keep it short. But then we're going to get into talk a little bit of shit about each other's teams here. We're going to pick one free agency signing that we thought was our favorite, meaning that we thought sucked the most for each team. And then we're going to go into one that we kind of give credit for each team as well. And if we have time at the end, we'll just talk some shit about the Chiefs because that's always a good way to go.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to just find one thing about the Raiders on both ends, on both ends of the spectrum.
That's true. Yeah, Edgar's going to have his work cut out for him on this episode. We're going to be tag teaming Edgar quite a bit. Pause. So we'll get into it. Apologize for my extreme tiredness. Just got back from a 3-day trip at Disneyland. Shout out to the Eagles for winning that Super Bowl and winning me some money and paying for that trip. So, go ahead, Edgar. Omar. We'll start with you. Quick recap of what the Chargers did this free agency period.
And again, we're starting with the Chargers because they came ahead of the other two teams. So for the Chargers, it was a lot of losses, a lot of free agents that had a lot of money to spend because they lost a lot of players. One in particular that was lost that I wish they would have brought back was defensive tackle Puna Ford. Went off to the Rams, signed a 3-year deal. Great for him. It was a good season, a good season he built off of the year before, because the year before didn't really do much with Buffalo. He kind of just got lost in the shuffle, was towards the end of the bench there, but hey, made his money with the Chargers. Can't be sad at that.
Now he gets to play in the same stadium. That's fun.
Probably with more fans on.
I was about to say he has more fans too to cheer for him now.
It's okay. It's okay. We're getting there.
His home fans won't be cheering against him.
So yeah, that was the one player that I was sad to see go, even though he was only on the team for 1 year. He made a big impact on the defensive side. One key free agent that we brought back, I would say, is gonna be Khalil Mack. There's no replacing Khalil Mack, especially on that defensive line. He might have lost his step this year. The sack numbers weren't there. The pressure numbers were still all there, but he still has that power. He still has the ability to just truck any tackle and push him into any quarterback, and he has that still. And his run defense is still top notch.
He's lost a little bit, but he could still beat any tackle in the league.
Yeah, well, he's lost his step as far as speed.
Yeah,
but he still has that power.
No, he's still a beast, but man, he is 34.
Yep, 34. 1-year deal. So I mean, I think that was on both sides. The 1-year deal was an agreement on both sides, because he's still second year in a row that he's kind of flirted with retirement. But I think he believes in what Harbaugh's doing, and thinks he's the best place that there is for him to be right now.
He's ring chasing at 34, and he decided to stay with the
Chargers. He should have followed.
It sounds odd. But it sounds even odder being a Chargers fan with all you guys always talking shit.
All right. Was there anyone that brought in that?
Like from outside right now, the key free agent from outside was Mekhi Becton, the right guard that they got from the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles.
Shout out Mekhi Becton, man.
I know,
won me some money.
Yep. And even then, they didn't go too far as money or years. It was a 2-year deal, less than $20 million. So I thought it was a good deal.
Yeah, they struggled in the middle of the line last year, so that'll be a big pickup for them.
Yep.
So Broncos, quick recap. I mean, they really didn't lose much in free agency. One guy that just left is a little Jordan Humphrey. He has the coolest name on the team. He's gone. Not much of a receiving threat as a wide receiver, which is kind of weird. He did play okay. He had some pretty good stats last year, but Sean Payton really likes him because he could block.
I was about to say, I feel like he did all the dirty work.
He's a dirty work guy. He picks up those blocks when Mims is out there on those screens. So he'll be tough to replace, but Peyton we trust. He'll find someone in the draft.
You can always find somebody that's trying to block their ass off to try to make the roster.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the Broncos will find one.
Not top receivers because
not really. Later on in the draft,
yeah,
4th, 5th, 6th rounders that they're still trying to make the roster.
Well, the Broncos will find someone unsigned. They're always good at finding unsigned guys. Bringing someone back, that was DJ Jones in the middle of the defensive line. He's one of the best in the league, right next there to Zach Allen. So he's going to be a big key piece to keep. Bringing in guys, gosh, it's hard to pick one, but I guess going on the offensive side of the ball is Ingram. Broncos haven't had a pass-catching tight end in, since Noah Fant, and even he wasn't.
Yeah.
Even he was
really
pass-catching.
He was a first-round pick.
He didn't do so well with the Seahawks, but he kind of redeemed himself.
He's one of those middle-of-the-pack guys that's just kind of
tight ends. There's 4 top guys. Top guys, and everybody else just
There's 4 top guys. There's Noah Fant, and then at the very, very, very end of the spectrum, it's the Broncos tight ends that we've had the last 6-7 years. So bringing in a guy that's proven, someone that Sean Payton can move all over the field, and Bronco fans are tired of the term joker, but he's going to be that joker for Sean Payton. So excited to see what he could do.
Yeah, they got you guys beat us for him. He came to visit you guys and us, and then went back to you guys. But at the end of the day, I didn't think he was the best fit for the Chargers just because of the offense that they run.
Yeah, I'd probably come up with excuses like that too if you're the Chargers.
No, but he's in a better system.
We'll get one in the draft.
He's in a better system. He didn't want to block.
Even when I saw that, I was like, yeah, they're not gonna. He didn't want to go to the Chargers. He's not a very good blocker, and he's more of a pass catcher.
He obviously entertained it. He went to LA and visited the team and went into the
as soon as they told him, we're going to be having you blocked, he was like, fuck that.
Evan Ingram knew that before he went into the building. He knows what Harbaugh's about. But
he's got a good agent trying to up the money.
Yeah, well, he just wanted to play with Bo Nix at the end of the day, the better Oregon draft or a quarterback. So
I think you're even talking about 3rd place when it comes to Oregon quarterbacks in the league right now. Mariota's probably a better quarterback.
Bro, you're tripping. You're fucking tripping.
Mariota.
I'm trying to get excited here. He's still hoping Mariota signs with the Raiders.
No, I think we're good at signing any more quarterbacks right now.
Oh, you got to sign one. Go ahead, dude.
So
what you got?
So for the Raiders, during the offseason, we ended up losing around 27 free agents. Honestly, I was worried the entire free agency to see who the hell we were going to pick up as a quarterback because I really did not want Sam Darnold. I didn't want Russell Wilson. I didn't want freaking what's his name?
Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Fields?
That too. Fields. Fields. I was thinking of Fields, but I definitely didn't want Aaron Rodgers. So when it did end up trading for Geno Smith, it wasn't like hell yeah, but it was like okay, we got a quarterback that keeps it stable, that we don't have to reach in the draft, this upcoming draft. As for my favorite player that we ended up resigning, it's honestly Malcolm Kuntz. I was very excited for him to come back after his 2023 season, finishing the season with 8 sacks. He had a big we were expecting him to have a big season in 2024 until he ended up tearing his ACL and missing the entire season. And we were kind of bummed because it was his last year with us, so we weren't so sure we were going to be able to re-sign him. But luckily we did. But 1 year for $12 million, that's a lot. But
how old is he? Any idea? He's been in the league for a while.
He's been in there for a minute, so I want to say in his 30s, late 20s or early 30s.
28.
Yeah, so 1 year.
That's still decent.
Yeah.
But the Bills gave Bosa that much for a year.
Yeah, they gave him $12 million too.
Yeah, 12 mil.
I mean, and he's injury prone too. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so I was excited we brought this man back. He's really good. He's coming up, and then the worst player that we actually lost.
Lost quite a few.
I mean, we did lose quite a few,
on this one.
but to be honest, like
A lot of them weren't that sad of a loss.
yeah, like they weren't like. I mean, they were good players, but they weren't like players that were like so bummed to lose because I mean they were good when, like their name was just like they were just fan favorites, but they like stat wise they really weren't doing as much. Like Trayvon Morig was a great safety, but I mean he wasn't really a turnover machine. He was really good in the box, but I mean, like I said, not many turnovers. But my favorite one that we got to that we lost was honestly Clavion Chason. He was a free agent that we picked on.
Another cool name lost, man.
We actually picked him off.
I guarantee the Raiders announcers aren't sad to see him go. Try to have to remember to say his name right every time.
Well, the funny thing is also is that when he ended up getting a sack, Max Crosby ended up tweeting KC and a bunch of like fire emojis, and people thought that he wanted to go to KC, and I'm just like not even close. But yeah, so he was with the Jags. We picked him off of the what's that called when like
the waiver wire?
The waiver wire, yeah. So they picked him off the waiver wire, and he ended up having a career year with 4 sacks. He's never had a year with more than 1 sack with the Jaguars, and he was a first-round pick for them a couple years back.
Dang.
But yeah, he was actually coming up. Like we thought that he was fitting really well with our defensive coordinator, and yeah, he was having a good year.
Didn't you guys lose your defensive coordinator?
No, he ended up coming back.
Oh, did he? Is he the only?
Well, he was interviewing. He ended up interviewing for Jacksonville head coach, but they ended up going with the offensive coordinator from the Bucs.
Duval.
Yeah. He also interviewed for the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, and I thought he was actually going to go for that, but they ended up picking up the defensive coordinator for Michigan, the University of Michigan. Because I mean, that coach used to coach for Michigan too, so I mean, it was bound to happen. But yeah, I'm glad we picked him. We kept him. It's our first defensive coach, or it's our first coach that we've had more than 4 years
to return.
Yeah.
Probably paying 4 head coaches right now, right?
We're actually paying.
Imagine the payroll for the coaches that aren't with.
We're actually only
Oakland,
playing
Las Vegas.
We're actually
LA,
only playing McDaniels. John Gruden ended up getting paid out from his contract, and AB was actually like, it was only that 1 year because he.
Antonio Pierce was 1 year deal, right?
Yeah, that's why Cliff Kingsbury wanted to like get more years in his contract, but
Antonio Pierce did not.
He didn't sign. Yeah, I don't think he would have signed for 1 year deal. It was probably like a 3-year deal.
It had to have been.
I mean, maybe more than a year, but it wasn't 3 years because Cliff Kingsbury. The reason why he ended up not taking the job was because he wanted a 3-year deal, but they're only giving him 2. So maybe this next year they're gonna be paying him again, paying AB, but I'm not 100% sure.
It's too bad they didn't bring him back. He was my favorite coach outside of the Broncos.
Honestly, he was my favorite coach too. I mean, he
had
the right
loved NWA.
He had the right mentality. It just didn't, like, with the injuries and everything, just didn't go his way.
You could argue that all 3 of us would have the right mentality for a head coach of a football team, but we wouldn't cut it. So that just doesn't do it.
Yeah, but
I really like the Broncos. If I was the head coach there, it wouldn't work out. It'd probably be just as bad as Antonio Pierce's stint with the Raiders.
I would just come in singing that San Diego Superchargers song for the Chargers.
You really missed that, huh?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason I would ever want them to go back to San Diego is so I could sing that song.
You want to make that fan? You miss that fan? Your only fan?
Whoa, we're not talking about that. We're not that type of podcast.
We are on a black couch.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, but we're not that type of podcast, Edgar.
All right, so that pretty much covers our quick recap. No, most of that stuff that you guys have already heard, but I just wanted to kind of go over what we thought about free agency and keeping it short for you guys. Again, Jerry Judy, if you're listening, you're a bitch. So again, this next segment, we're just kind of talk about. We're gonna pick one favorite signing that we have from the other teams that we're gonna be talking about. Which one? And when I say favorite, I mean we thought it was the funniest or the worst signing that the other
Our
team
favorite
made.
one to make fun of.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna have a lot
Here
to
we
choose
go.
from with the Raiders. I got a couple for the Chargers. I'm sure. I don't think you guys are gonna have a hard time picking a bad one for the Broncos. So good luck there.
I mean, like you guys really haven't really picked up anybody besides like those three. Like,
All Pro Bowler.
yeah.
guys.
So
Go
I mean,
ahead.
to talk shit. So
I mean, we're gonna start with you, Edgar. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your favorite signings from each of the Chargers and the Broncos? Which one made you laugh the most?
I'll be honest with you. Like, I can't really say much because obviously both teams are doing good and both teams kind of picked up good players. But only thing I can say about the Broncos, I mean, as in favorites, but I can't talk shit. It is fucking Dre Greenlaw, but he is injury prone, so one could only hope.
Yeah. So
Don't hope for somebody to get hurt and lose out on their career or anything like that. But if they just like get a really tight hamstring and they just can't get that out of the way for like 3 weeks, I would find that,
you know things were going well for the Broncos when Raider fans are like, man, all those free agency pickups. I just hope one of them gets hurt.
Yep. No, I'm just kidding. It's not even that. Like, I actually looked it up because I'm like I said, I didn't really know like anything what to really say. But yeah, he does actually have like injury. He is pretty injury prone, and it's usually like it is usually hamstrings and stuff like that. So
well, he had his Achilles pop in the Super Bowl when he was running onto the field.
Yeah.
So that was tough. And then he had another injury last year. Well, maybe it was knee, I think. Just overcompensating for that Achilles. So, but what I'll say about the Broncos is our training staff is killing it. So they must be pretty.
Give him some milk or something.
Yeah, they must be pretty confident that he's going to be healthy enough to play next year. So
yeah.
I have no doubt that he'll be on the field. Unfortunately for Edgar, who's wishing a season-ending, career-ending injury for him.
Even
like a stomach bug during the Raiders game.
Just every.
He'll be like Debo. He's gonna be like Debo Samuel's having the shits the game before.
Just every single Sunday.
Like, no, just against the Raiders. he needs to have like the shits right before the game. He's like, yeah, I can't play, man. It's a Raiders, so who cares?
Yeah.
But anyways, but to the Chargers, honestly, like I said, they have a good team. I did get mad that they re-signed Khalil Mack. I was hoping a reunion with them, but it is what it is. But the funniest one that I will freaking say is going to be Najee Harris. I mean, for me, it's just like.
Interesting. I have a different take on that.
I'd
like to hear about it.
1,000 yards every year he's been in the league. Going to a team that runs the ball heavily with a guy that they want to just pound and
pause.
But yeah,
let's hear it, man. I like I said, I have a different idea of Najee Harris to the Chargers.
I mean, like, yeah, you say they're gonna give him the hand on the ball and everything, but I just don't think with the Steelers they didn't really use him as much, and with you guys are gonna be using him as much as possible, but especially like you guys definitely still need that offensive line work, especially through the middle. Because Mekhi Becton is a good player, but we'll see how that one goes. And Andre, you guys did take our centers. No, I mean it's not even that. It's just I know Andre James. We used to have him, so we couldn't I already know Wilkerson's gonna have fun with that one.
Yeah, he's not promised to start. There's gonna be a battle for that center. They might even still pick somebody up later in the draft or after, just for more competition. I don't see the two outsides are set with our tackles. Mekhi Becton is set, but the tackle, the other guard and the center position are like up in the air, I feel.
But yeah, mostly for me is the Andre James part because I know for a fact how it is. I witnessed it. Definitely.
He also witnessed the year before when he was playing in a scheme that was more fit to what he's willing, not willing, but wanting to do.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, it's like after that year, like we weren't he was a free agent, and
then honestly, who did good on the offense last year?
for the Raiders,
Yeah.
JPJ, a rookie that was
One
playing
guy.
guard. That was playing guard and center. Jordan Meredith. He was actually ranked one of the top guards before he got hurt. So was Dylan Parham. Colin Miller had that certain like season injury. So I mean the injury before the season started. So in the first 4 games, he gave up like 4 sacks or 5, and then the rest of them he only gave up like 1. So I mean our offense is not bad, but
Not good.
I mean you'll be surprised.
The Raiders really pulled off something special last year. They had a decent offensive line, and they still only won 4 games.
I mean, if we were healthy, it would have been decent, but we
So,
finished it pretty good, but we started horrible. We couldn't get our starting 5 to get going.
Yeah, you guys started to win games when you really should not have been winning games.
That's why I was happy the year before when the Chargers, when Herbert was out for the year. I'm like, just lose everything, lose it all, so we can get a good pick. We're not going to make the playoffs. Even if we do, we're going to get steamrolled. Like,
yeah, we've all been in that position the last 6, 7, 8 years. We've all at least had one of those seasons.
yeah,
so.
one season where you're just like, fuck it, let's just
lose.
top pick.
The only thing that sucks is that this year there's just not really many picks like that.
What do you mean, like no good top picks?
Like, the top end of the draft isn't super heavy.
Yeah, like it's not like it was the last couple, like last year with the top. How many, like 5 or 6 quarterbacks, and then
6.
the receivers and stuff like that.
Bo Nix was supposed to be
a quarterback.
Bo Nix was supposed to be 6 out of 6, but
not like overall, just overall talent. Like there's only one good pass rusher.
I heard it's deep on pass rush. Like not deep as like super high in talent, but like right below that, there's a bunch.
I mean, there's gonna be good players, but none are like that are you're kind of expecting them to be like. I mean, they might shut me up and be like an all pro, but I don't see that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So you picked your favorite players from each team. Why don't we just go around? I'll pick my favorite signings from each team, and then we'll go through the ones that worry us. So the Raiders obviously is easy. There's a lot to choose from, so I kind of wanted to go outside the box a little bit. My favorite one for the Raiders is Geno Smith. Even though he's a decent quarterback, he's going to be that middle of the pack guy, which is a lot better than what the Raiders had last year.
Definitely.
So give him that. But I just think it's hilarious that they traded for him and said he's going to be the quarterback of the future when he's old as hell.
And would they give him a 2-year, 3-year deal?
No, they haven't signed him
yet.
yet. That's the funniest thing. Is
So
they wanted to give an immediate extension, but all of a sudden that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? Maybe
Tom Brady?
It tells you Tom Brady.
Tom Brady might be getting ready to come back.
He can't though.
It's telling you that they're not super pumped about what they're doing, and maybe they're looking back at the draft and seeing if they could get a young guy.
I mean, yeah.
I'd still think they'd have to trade up.
That's basically the.
You never know how this draft's gonna fall. This one's gonna be pretty unpredictable, but
No, I mean,
With that quarterback tax, you want to get up close because you never know who's going to take an extra quarterback.
but there's no quarterback this year that you would actually want to give up, like get up there. Sure, Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are good, but they're not like how they're not C.J. Stroud and freaking Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix.
Thank you.
They're not. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie
not
either.
like
Like
25
they're not
years
Herbert.
old.
Like Herbert was pretty good when he came out too. Like, but they're not those. Like,
Well, you never know. You
Yeah.
never know. I just thought the funniest thing that the Raiders did was signing Geno Smith.
It's funny that they
Or
didn't.
trading
No,
for-
yeah, trading for.
trading
It's
for
funnier.
Geno Smith.
It's
Excuse
funnier
me.
now that I know that they haven't even signed him. I thought
Yeah.
they had
No,
signed him
it
because
was-
they were like adamant about
Yeah,
trade and we're going to extend.
Yeah,
right
but
away.
that was the thing. It was,
I mean, they're gonna
okay,
extend them, and they are gonna sign them. But the
Yeah, that's what
problem
they've
is
been saying.
that they want an out somewhere in between.
Why would they want?
Why would he allow that?
Well, hold on. Let's go back to the quarterback of the future thing. Why would you want an out?
What do you mean?
So you're our quarterback of the future, but we also want an out on your
Yeah,
contract.
because we're also going to be trying to sign rookie quarterback.
Why is he the quarterback of the future if you're getting a young quarterback?
He's not the quarterback of the future. He's just a
They're-
quarter.
but
He's
they're-
just
they're-
That's what
they're
he's just a
saying-
quarterback
yeah,
to basically hold it down until we find that quarterback.
No, that's what came out when after they drafted. They traded for him to be the quarterback of the future.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's tough. I know the Broncos did the same thing with Russell Wilson. He was about the same age when they traded.
no,
damn
he
near
was
everything.
he was the same age. They were
Yeah,
both 30
for-
and 34.
So they signed him to a huge contract. Obviously, that didn't work out
Yeah.
for the Broncos.
Out of all this, Seattle's pretty smart.
Oh, for sure.
Their aging
For sure.
quarterbacks.
I mean,
when they're about, they know they're about to
Yeah.
fucking tank.
and they
yes.
just overpaid for Sam Darnold. Yeah, I don't know about that
I
one.
didn't think they overpaid.
They're taking a
They're
gamble.
going- They're taking a
45
big
mil?
gamble for a guy who did one good season with an actual good quarterback coach.
That
yeah,
was.
before.
I mean,
how much are they paying him? 45 mil.
Yeah,
That's nothing nowadays for,
no,
for a
it's not.
quarterback.
That's still top end.
They're getting
That's
quarterbacks
still
are
top
starting to get like
quarterback.
60 mil.
but they're paying him 45 mil after he only had one season, like his actual career,
Yeah,
like
I can tell
game.
you, it doesn't always work out. As a Bronco fan, I can tell you, Case Keesum.
Yeah,
which
and then
which is what John Elway introduced
Yeah.
him as at his introductory press
I
conference.
know I was like, I'm like, why did he say it like that too?
Case Keenum.
But
He had that great year in Minnesota, then came over to the Broncos and was Case Keenum again.
But yeah, I feel like Raiders don't want to be like the Falcons right now. Like worst case scenario, we do pick up a rookie quarterback, and he does take over, and now we have the most expensive backup quarterback.
That's the worst case scenario. I think worst case scenario is they don't draft a quarterback. Geno Smith falls off a cliff, and they're back to square one.
But I mean, that's
Except
what I'm
they're paying
saying.
Geno Smith
But that's what I'm saying. Like even if we don't draft, like having Geno Smith doesn't force us to have to draft a quarterback this year when there's like not really a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it gave him a little bit of flexibility when it comes to the sixth pick. He might not be the most overpaid backup quarterback, by the way, when he got Kirk Cousins
Yeah,
in Atlanta,
true.
which the Raiders took a page out of their playbook for this Geno Smith thing.
I mean, that's the
Apparently.
only way. I mean, if they overpay him and then all that stuff happens, damn. But I mean, I can honestly say that they don't want to do the same shit.
Another reason why I thought that was so funny is people keep saying that now that Tom Brady's involved, that they're going to turn a new leaf and just be this different franchise. But then they go and do shit like this, and it just makes me laugh. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, they'll still have the owner with their worst haircut in the world. And if
His
you have a
girlfriend's
haircut that
bad though.
Yeah, we all know why she's with him. We don't even have to get into that.
Yeah, that
but-
girl's bad though.
Oh, good for him. His haircut still
It
sucks.
was, it was either date a millionaire or fuck dudes on camera for money.
On a-
So
I'm sure
On a-
she's
on a
doing
black
both.
couch.
I'm sure she's doing both.
But yeah, man, if you have a haircut that bad and you're running a franchise like an NFL team, obviously your judgment isn't there because you go into a barbershop and you say, "Give me this."
I question like the people around him more. Like, is nobody telling him, dude, you look like
Someone-
a fucking donkey?
Bro, you don't think he
Sure
actually?
tells him.
You don't think anybody tells him, bro? That fool's like every single day. Everybody's makes fun
Unless
of
it's
him.
like the AD where he does the eyebrow, like to show like fuck you guys, you know. I'm gonna do it just because you guys tell me
So
it
what?
looks funny.
What made him do it in the first place? Then
I have
AD
no
or
idea.
No.
Oh,
his hair doesn't grow like that naturally. No one's does.
Nah, nobody's does. I mean, I hope not. But honestly, yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea.
all right. We can go on and on and on about
yeah,
this.
well, okay. So we'll get into.
I mean, there's no era that hair was fucking famous.
So Mark Davis, you're listening. Get a haircut, bitch.
Hook it up with tickets, shit. Lower those fucking prices.
So I'll talk a little bit about my favorite Chargers signing. It mostly just goes back to what Omar said last week, that the Chargers finally have a wide receiver like Mike Williams, the guy that was on his team like, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Dude's injury prone. I'm not hoping that he gets in a car accident or anything like Edgar did.
Yep, I'm hoping he got. Yep, that's exactly what I said.
But it made me think of the time that he went out there against the Broncos in that meaningless game at the end of the season a couple years ago, when the Broncos were obviously out of it because they were out of every game.
Screw you, Brandon Staley.
he went out there and got hurt. Yeah, man, and I just don't think he's a great player. Obviously, he's not going to be the number one. Lad McConkey is going to be the number one dude. So, but that one just made me laugh just because.
Was he playing last year?
Barely.
He was
I know he was
with
hurt,
the
but
Jets.
he was
And
with
then
the
he
Jets.
and then he went with the Steelers.
Yeah.
So last year he was actually
He stayed
not
healthy.
injury prone. He actually played 18 games last year.
Yeah,
Not 17, 18. Because he missed the bye week when he got traded. They had already had their bye week.
Steelers, yeah.
So he played 18 games. He didn't do much in those 18 games.
I was about to say he didn't really do much.
No,
though,
he
'cause
didn't
I
do
hear
anything, but I
nothing
mean-
about him.
He got thrown under the bus by
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
which, by the way,
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers is a bitch.
yeah, just real quick on Aaron Rodgers. He, still taking his time on making a decision. I don't know what the fuck the
the
Steelers
Steelers
doing.
are fucking desperate for a quarterback.
Man, that's crazy. You think Mike Tomlin and the Steelers franchise, they're pretty stable, but giving Aaron Rodgers this much
I
time.
don't think it's his decision. I think he's trying to hey, who's gonna come and sign me? Come on. I'm still out here.
No, I mean he already had the interview and everything with the Steelers, and he was actually, I guess they saw him throwing the ball to DK already,
Yeah.
but he's just playing hardball or something. I don't know.
Dude, bro, just make a commitment, man. And the only reason I'm interested in the Aaron Rodgers thing now is to see which shitty team I have to watch on Monday Night Football like 4 times next year. And Aaron Rodgers is probably already going to be hurt, or they're just going to be out of it by the time the game comes up. That's the only reason I care. Which team am I going to be forced to watch on prime time? Because they'll still give him games. I don't know why. He's fucking trash.
Yeah. Because people like to talk about him.
Yeah, that's true. That's what we're doing here. We're not even we're an AFC West podcast, apparently. But
Aaron Rodgers is a bitch.
if you're listening, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, man. So Mike Williams got thrown under the bus by Aaron Rodgers last year. That was probably the only thing he was known for last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I got, man. That's what I got.
For me, I'll start with the Raiders.
The
I mean,
easiest ones.
Yeah, it's easy. No, you guys didn't really sign too many players that I can really think of.
I don't even think any of you guys know the players that we signed.
I saw
No one does.
Raheem Mostert. Really,
Well, that was a good one.
really, that's the best you could do. There's J.K. Dobbins out there, bro. You guys could have got
Injury
him.
prone.
Huh?
Injury prone.
Yeah, that's one thing about J.K. Dobbins too.
But still, you guys can go. I'm not saying him in particular, but somebody like that, somebody that's got more juice. I feel like Raheem Mostert is like
I know, but
just collecting a check at this stage.
I mean,
he is old as hell for a running
I
back.
will tell you this. I mean, the projected number 1 pick for us is starting to really sink in, and I honestly think it's going to happen. That's why I feel like we didn't even focus on it in free agency. So we'll see.
Dang, 5'8" running back at number 6. That's crazy. I mean, he is wild good, but I don't know. We'll see.
But he's got a lot of tread on his tires, man. A lot.
Yeah, he sure does.
He's
sure
definitely one of those players that
Yeah, they're gonna do with him with what New York did with Saquon. Just waste him for 4 years.
That's probably true. I'm just coping a little bit because those first mock drafts that were coming out had him falling to 20 to the Broncos, and now I'm a little
No,
pissed.
there's
that
no
he's
way.
not-
There's no way.
And now there's no way he falls to the Broncos.
Maybe
so.
like an Amari Hampton falls at.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe.
that's
and
what
I
I've seen. That's what
Well,
I've
there-
seen mocked to you guys.
There's plenty of running backs in this
And
draft.
that's the
in
reason-
second-
that's
on
the
day
reason
2,
why-
there's a lot of good
Yeah.
day 2.
And that's the
running
reason
back.
why, I honestly think that's why they're not focused. They didn't really focus on much of that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And then for the Broncos, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but
Yeah. Hating on
Get him hurt.
Jared Stidham. Why? Backup quarterback? Why? You have a young quarterback that first year in the league, maybe he takes a step back, maybe he gets hurt. Now I'm hoping he gets hurt, but you gotta have a competent.
I hope
backup.
he gets diagnosed with cancer or anything
Yeah,
like
you
that
gotta
we was
have
talking about.
You gotta have a
Damn.
competent backup, especially when you have somebody that young. You bring in like a veteran that's maybe I would have brought in somebody like Joe Flacco, veteran that he can win you a game if your starting quarterback is out for a week. He can at least get you competent.
Edgar, you want to
quarterback
tell Omar about Jarrett Stidham and when he comes into games and how he plays? Plays pretty well, right?
Very well, bro.
Jarrett Stidham's been with the Broncos for the last 2 years with Sean Payton. Him and Bo Nix are tight as hell. They went to Cabo together. Yeah, bringing back Jarrett Stidham was probably second to bringing back T.J. Jones.
I think they should have brought somebody else in to help Bo Nix. Keep guiding him, keep pushing him. Somebody's gonna push him to get better, not just make him feel comfortable.
So you're gonna bring someone in that doesn't know the system as well as your starting quarterback instead of the guy.
There's plenty of guys that Peyton's had in his system before.
He's only had Drew Brees.
Jameis Winston. They should have brought back Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston, he can win you a game. He can also lose you a game. All on the same throw.
But his pep talks.
And he gives awesome pep talks.
I'm the best.
Why are you gonna have your backup quarterback do the pep talk to a game? That makes no sense. Nah, Jarrett Stidham is best case scenario backup quarterback for the Denver Broncos. So I'm glad that's the best you can come up with. Man, the Broncos had a good offseason. You guys came up with trash.
I mean, honestly, I really don't know. Like, I really don't know what you guys did this offseason besides like the ones that you were bragging the entire time.
The Broncos
They had a lot to bring back. They had money because of the Wilson money coming off the books, right?
No, they're still paying him in dead cap. It's still like $35 million or something.
This year?
Yes. And they still have a ton of cap space, and they filled all the spots on the roster.
Then that means your depth isn't.
No, the depth is
there.
pretty good too, man. I'm telling you, Broncos roster is a lot better than what people thought. Now, they showed it last year, and they're going to show it again next year. So, let's get into a little bit more forgiving conversation, I guess. The way you want to, I guess, depending on the way you want to spin it. The one that you want to kind of give credit to each team in their signing or offseason moves so far.
Like, give him credit?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, like somebody that you're like, damn, they signed him and that he's going to be good for them.
Or
which sucks for...
Or whatever angle you want to take. Edgar, you could talk about someone that the Broncos brought in that you're like, damn, which, I mean, every single team or player that they brought in.
I mean, all right, I'll do it. I'll go start it off then. I'll start out with the Chargers this time. Chargers, yeah, Mekhi back then was pretty good. But honestly, I would go back to the Khalil Mack. Like you said, Khalil Mack really hasn't lost a step. I mean, he's got a little older, but I feel like he's still a game wrecker, game changer. Like, and that defense is only going to get better, especially with Derwin James in the back. But Khalil Mack is definitely somebody I was just like, damn. I mean, pairing him up with Max Crosby would have been pretty dope, but doesn't mean that our defense would have straight up win 180. Like, I know we still needed too many pieces, but
Raider fans always living in the past. Bring back the whole guy.
I mean,
they traded away.
I mean, nobody wanted him to trade away. It was just John Gruden's fucking ass that wanted to trade his ass.
Hey, don't disrespect John Gruden. He's the best coach you guys have had in the last 30 years.
Facts. But yeah, so Khalil Mack was honestly I'll give him credit for re-signing him. Mekhi back then he's pretty good, but, you know, we'll see how that whole offense goes. And it's for the Broncos. Evan Ingram is pretty good, a top 10 tight end. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that offense going to, you know, introduce him into it. But the ones that I was actually kind of like, damn, like this is going to be a bitch. It was going to be, how do you say his name?
Hufanga.
Yeah, Telefanga.
We'll just go with his last name.
Yeah, him and Greenlaw. Like, I gotta give him props. Greenlaw is a beast, and Funga is fucking a beast as well. So, you know, it's gonna. I mean, you guys have the number one defense, so it's gonna be pretty crazy to see how that defense is gonna be this upcoming season.
For sure, Broncos defense on paper, if things go the way they should, you never know with football, but they'll have the best defense.
You sound like a Chargers fan for the last 10 years.
Well, I mean,
good on paper.
No, you always know this shit goes weird at different points of the season, but it should only get better. Vance Joseph has obviously proven himself at this point. with all the talent they have on the defense.
Yeah, he's definitely a good defensive coordinator, head coach.
Not a good head coach.
Yeah, like I mean, they can give him another try, but
I wouldn't be surprised if he got another
mean,
shot after this year.
we
I
were
think he's-
interviewing him, and I honestly didn't really see it happening. But
Yeah, me neither. I didn't think this was going to be his time, but I think if the Broncos play the way they should again next year, he's for sure going to be one of those top head coach candidates. I mean, this offseason, the coaching cycle mostly kind of focused on offensive guys. But once it kind of you start looking at those defensive guys again, those established defensive dudes, Vance Joseph is going to be at the top of the list, and deservedly so. He's awesome.
I'm honestly surprised the Bengals didn't even try to steal him from you.
But the Bengals are obviously focused on spending $400 million on wide receivers just because Joe Burrow told them to. That's another interesting conversation with how they put themselves in just the weirdest position.
But Bengals have always been like a pretty.
I don't think they're gonna sign T. Higgins to a long-term contract.
They did.
Oh, they did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gave him a ton of money.
Oh, I thought they got him on the.
They gave him the franchise
the
tag, and then
franchise.
they
So they
gave him a
extended
ton of
him,
money,
yeah.
and him and Jamar Chase on the same day.
Oh, I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Who they might not bring back, but they are trying is that defensive end,
Mhm.
Hutchinson, I think his name.
No, he's with the
No.
Lions. It's,
Oh,
Hendrickson.
that's right.
Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And he's a really good
Yeah.
player on a really bad defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So-
how much do you really want to keep him if he's not really making the defense better?
Oh, I mean,
yeah, that's true. I mean, he played out of his mind last year, but
yeah,
they
he had the
still
most
sucked.
sacks and everything in
They
the
still
NFL.
sucked.
Came in
So-
second, and
Yeah, but sacks don't always say all the numbers.
I mean, when you're in those close games like they were most of the time, you
Yeah.
need that type of player to come through.
But what if he's like? Because I don't look into the numbers on other teams except for ours, mine and your guys, so I can talk shit. But I don't know. Like I don't know how his run defense is. What if you can neutralize him by running straight at him, and I don't know how.
At the end of the day, he plays on the Bengals and it goes shitty defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't
That's basically what I was.
I mean,
getting
the
at.
Bengals, all they needed was honestly what they really do need is a secondary. Their front seven's pretty good. The secondary is the biggest problem.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
We'll
they
see.
gave up
They're
the
in
biggest
a
touchdown
weird-
against the Broncos. It made it into a freaking tight game.
yep. Marvin Mims, great catch. That game did not go the way I wanted it to.
That game was probably one of the best games in
The
that
Broncos had
season.
some really exciting games last year, man. It was that one and the Browns. Just bitch ass Jerry Judy for listening.
How many
um,
yards did I forget?
Fucking a million. He was going against Levi Wallace, who got cut the next week. So yeah, I give him no credit. It's like if he burned me. Good job, man.
No, you probably would have got.
I was
Like
about to say,
1,000
not
yards.
even. Nah, like it would have gone to him every single play if you were there.
They essentially did, man. I mean, he was running away from PS2. He knows he can't do shit against him.
He still should have chased them.
They were running different packages to get him away from PS2. I mean, credit to the Browns for at least knowing to do
Exactly.
that. But at the end of the day, the Broncos won that game. So, get your stats, dude.
I wonder what that deal was. How's that deal going with the Browns and the Cowboys?
Oh, I saw that was fake news.
Oh, is it?
I knew it was.
Is it fake?
With Dak, yeah.
Honestly, I thought
was,
like they were probably gonna like trade for that first round pick.
Nah, I saw that that wasn't a real thing, and I knew as soon as I read it, it wasn't. I mean, it'd be crazy to move off of Dak.
Jerry Jones is crazy. It ain't that crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy. I don't know about that crazy. Yeah. So
Well, for me, I guess I'll go now.
okay, I'll go last
I thought
because mine are gonna be the best.
you just started.
No, Edgar
That
did
was
his.
me.
No, go ahead.
That's true, that's true.
Yeah, I'll say mine. We'll say
Alright.
best for last.
Best for
So for the Broncos, I had Greenlaw. He's like you said, all pro.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best linebackers in the league.
Keep it going.
Like I said, but like Edgar said, he is injury prone.
Mhm.
So I mean, hopefully your depth is there for you
Hopefully
guys.
he dies in a car accident.
Yeah. And so for your guys' sake, hopefully your depth is there. If not, great for the rest of the division. But yeah, he's like I said, he's all pro. You can't deny what he brings to the table.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, who knows if it's going to translate with the different system? So Might take him a minute, hopefully, to get adjusted. Hopefully, play you guys in the first couple weeks of the season so we can get into that adjustment
We'll see. There's that
period.
that international game. They might want a divisional game, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Where are they playing?
Brazil.
Brazil.
As long as it's not a team with a green jersey, you guys are fine.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Got to worry about those things in crazy other countries.
Forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the Raiders, for me, Edgar already brought him up. Malcolm Kuntz. I thought that was a good re-sign. That was a good, especially to pair him up with Max Crosby and then Wilkinson in the middle. Like those three guys are it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for our offensive line. Luckily, Chargers got their two outsides locked, and if we can find somebody to either stabilize the center position or at least even the left guard position, I think we can make it work. But I think Kuntz for you guys was a big addition or bring back, I guess.
He's got a cool name too. We talk about a lot of cool names on this podcast. No, for mine were pretty easy. I'll start with the Chargers because I thought Edgar brought up Najee Harris being his favorite one to make fun of. I thought that was a pretty good signing. Najee Harris, I mean, when they let J.K. Dobbins walk, that makes me a little concerned because, the Broncos would be a good fit for J.K. Dobbins, but there's a reason why they were wanting to let him walk and then bring in Najee Harris. Like you have already mentioned, he's already got all of his seasons over 1,000 yards. Broncos haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher, and I can't even remember. Philip Lindsay. Shout out Philip Lindsay if you're listening.
There was no show Marino.
No, Philip Lindsay came in his rookie year, got 1,000 yards, made the Pro Bowl. Now I think he's doing radio in Denver. So, shout out Philip Lindsay again if you're listening.
If you're listening, shout us out on your radio station, bro.
DMVR or not DMVR, Denver 104.3 I think is what he does. So, yeah, man, I think Najee Harris was a pretty good pickup, especially since they brought in Mekhi Becton.
I think the type of the offense is what made him sign because he signed right away, and for a 1-year deal, you would think somebody that has that many yards, that that consistent of
it was just
rushing.
It's a deep running back draft class. That's the only reason why not a lot of people try to pick up running backs.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, if he could have a prove-it year, really play well, he could go play somewhere where he actually has a chance to win a Super Bowl, not L.A. So he wants to.
We're
he
in
wants
the playoffs. We're still playoff.
The Chargers going Charger, man, every single year. And I thought Harbaugh might change that, but I'm so glad he proved me wrong so quickly.
No, we way overachieved this year, going from 6 or 5 wins to 11. That's way overachieving, even for Harbaugh. I think it was way overachieving. I mean, this upcoming year, their schedule is going to get a little tougher. Coming in second place in the division, so we're going to play a little bit of a tougher schedule, but
that's what made it more satisfying. It was a big step, and then they did the same exact thing in the playoffs. They lost as a favorite. So
I mean, they weren't. I don't think they were outright favorites.
No, you guys were
pretty damn close, but they were.
But I thought it was more even than maybe swayed to the Chargers side just because of the.
It's because people thought that
defense.
They thought that CJ Stroud was having such a pretty not a good season, especially.
He had a little bit of a slump.
He was in a slump, and then your guys' defense was actually doing really good.
And the defense played well that game in the beginning, and then I mean, it wasn't all Herbert's fault. Yes, 4 picks on him.
Yeah, it was
2 of them off of receivers' hands, 2 of them from receivers' hands into the defensive hands. So
the guy that never throws interceptions threw 4.
Yeah, he had the least interceptions in the whole season, but the game didn't matter the most.
Chargers going Chargers.
How'd the Raiders do in the playoffs?
In the playoffs?
This year, yeah.
Oh, this year? Yeah, I don't know. We weren't in the playoffs.
What year do you want to go to?
Yeah. I know.
1980.
Well, we're talking about
2021. We were in the playoffs,
and Herbert still had more passing yards than Bo Nix in his playoff game.
How many? What?
Okay.
More passing yards.
Oh, passing yards. They
Who,
said touchdowns.
who made more mistakes?
Lad McConkey had more receiving yards than Bo Nix had passing yards.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
They still both lost. So at the end of the day,
so with the Raiders, it's not even player related. I guess it was just more of an offseason move. And again, I guess it wouldn't even be more of an offseason move. But I want to go with it anyways. It was them firing Antonio Pierce. Damn it, he was my favorite head coach outside of the Broncos. What a clown. Antonio Pierce, you got plenty of time on your hands. If you're listening, you fucking suck. I told you when they signed him as the head coach after his interim period. Man, what a fraud. And I was right. He did like NWA. He wore the sweater.
he said Raiders really cool.
Yeah, he had the fucking vibes and all that stupid ass shit. But he came in and did exactly what you thought he would. Suck. And bringing in Pete Carroll to replace him, obviously a huge step forward. Which is crazy, bringing Pete Carroll as your head coach and you still have the worst coach in your division. And it's not even close. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the worst coach, Pete Carroll?
For sure.
Pete Carroll.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, you do.
Sure.
Yeah, so Sean Payton.
At least he has a Super
Harbaugh.
Bowl win.
Yeah, so does Sean Payton. But I'd still put Jim Harbaugh over.
Harbaugh's
no doubt.
had better teams recently.
So it has the
College and like leading college and leading into the
he
NFL.
actually won two trophies in the what's it called, the Natties in college. You guys didn't Harbaugh have
Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Pete Carroll did well in college too. No, he's a
Yeah.
good coach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying.
At this point in time.
Yeah, I'm just saying out of the 4 coaches in the NFC West, he's the worst. And that's just
Winning
why-
record. You could go point out the winning record too. You know.
But look at it.
Yeah,
I could pull
Harbaugh's got the highest winning record of any active coach or any coach like in like the last 20 years.
But
like
Harbaugh-
the winning percentage, not
Harbaugh
winning percentage.
Harbaugh versus Pete Carroll. You know how many times like they played each other in the playoffs and who actually went to the Super Bowl?
That's fair. But if
But Harbaugh shook the shit out of his hand, and Pete Carroll was a little bitch about it. Hey, why you shake my hand so hard?
Yeah, if I had to start an NFL franchise tomorrow and I had the choice between Harbaugh and Carroll, I for sure go Harbaugh. Plus, he's got dope khakis.
For sure does.
I mean, as long as that
Hey,
team
he
doesn't
works out
kill
with
him
his
like they
players.
almost did in the season. So
But yeah, I mean, bringing in Pete Carroll, obviously is a big step forward. You want to think that's a change in direction from the front office, but again, Mark Davis has a shitty haircut, so
Until he changes his haircut
it's tough to-
situation,
tough to
I'm not going
overcome.
to take him serious.
right. And we talk about Tom Brady being like, well, he was a great player, so now he's gonna turn around the Raiders, but
Look at Michael Jordan. He was
Yeah, it doesn't-
he's a shitty owner.
it
shitty-
doesn't always work.
Not that he didn't try, but it's just wrong decision after wrong decision
Yeah.
after wrong decision. Not saying it's going to go that way, but you can't point out just because he's a good player, it's
He's
going to
gonna be great.
translate.
I never said anything that
No,
Tom
I'm not.
Brady
I'm
was.
just saying.
Yeah,
you're
but I'm
not-
just
you're not
saying
gonna
also that I
translate.
never said that because we picked up Tom Brady, he's gonna switch out the team. I'm just saying that he's actually just there fucking doing shit and shit.
I feel like that's pretty constant with Raider fans with Tom Brady, just being that they still hate him.
Yeah, there's a lot. Honestly, yeah, there's a lot of players. There's a lot of people that call in that I'll be hearing podcasts, and they call in saying that like I don't know how I feel with Tom Brady like making the decisions, but what can I do and all this and that. I'm like, it is what it is. Our
Yeah.
our bad, everything bad started with him, so we're hoping it finishes with him.
It's crazy. Since 2002.
Dang.
Since 2000.
No?
Because 2002 happened with the Bucks against.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the
Tom
last time
Brady.
you guys were in the playoffs, no?
2003 we made it, but that's when
The Tuck
that
rule?
Tuck rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, it was 2002, 2003 playoffs, right? 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was the
Okay.
2002 season.
There we go.
Yeah,
Makes
that's
sense.
what I thought. That's crazy.
So
20. And you guys only made the playoffs once in 24,
twice.
23 years?
Twice.
Damn, that's tough. It's tough. I've seen a Super Bowl in that span. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know what the Super Bowl was, but when they made it,
Neither does Omar. That's tough.
Chargers were there in the 90s.
Yeah, there. Yeah, the Broncos were there quite a few times before they started winning them too.
I was more of a Laker fan when the Raiders when they went to the Super Bowl. I was watching more of basketball than football.
Yeah, we all had that going for us. We had some pretty sweet things with Kobe.
Yeah.
Shout out Kobe, if you're listening. Where are we at on time, boys? We hit that hour mark yet?
Yeah.
Close to it.
All
Yeah,
right.
4 more minutes and it's an hour.
We can go into our last segment of which is all of our favorite thing is bagging on KC.
Just a free for all shit on the Chiefs.
Yes. I mean, we can go back to the same thing if we have anybody that we know that it's more they losses than anything. They didn't really re-sign anybody big that I can think
I don't
of.
even think they can. I mean, was Kelsey? He wasn't a free agent.
No, he just decided he was still coming back.
I'm so glad he's coming back. He is so trash now. He's lost a step. He's more of a distraction at this point.
Yeah.
He was a great player.
He's super slow now.
Yeah, I mean, that tape that came out from the Super Bowl, good Lord. I mean, was he even trying?
Honestly, dude, that was him the entire season. Like,
it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch.
There's that stupid haircut he has, and it's almost as dumb as Mark Davis' haircut.
I'd rather have his haircut than Mark Davis's, though.
That's
it's like
true. But he didn't pick it.
I was about to say,
Taylor Swift was holding over his shoulder at the barbershop, like, yeah, you do this for him. And he was just like, okay, I'll do that.
And then his brother's over there waiting for him to start the podcast, like, hurry up, bitch. Get your ass over here.
His brother is tight. Shout out
Hell
to
yeah.
him. Yeah, Jason Kelsey's cool.
But yeah, they didn't re-sign, what's his name? DeAndre Hopkins. He went to the Ravens.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, he's kind of past his time.
But
Anybody that's signing him is just hoping that the name kind of.
But I feel like that was their best
catches on.
receiver besides the one that got arrested.
Which one? I mean, take a pick on.
It's a Chiefs wide receiver. They're all getting arrested.
Every offseason, it's
this
the same thing.
This one was tough though.
Yeah, this one I heard what happened. That was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
I think is it Xavier Worthy? Or?
Yeah, it's hard for me to have sympathy for Chiefs players, but yeah, he was obviously getting played over by this very fine lady who was accusing him of terrible things when he didn't do it just to get a payout. So
I did see that.
Yeah.
They tried to Trevor Bauer him.
Well, we're here to talk shit about the Chiefs players, not give them praise or sympathy. So
who else? I think
but we're men, so we stick up for each other, you know.
They also
they brought back their guard, Trey Smith, I believe. He was like the top offensive guard that was supposed to be out there if he hit free agency. They tagged him, ended up working out a deal with him. So
he's still considered one of the highest paid guards right now.
Yeah, I think he is. I think they were going to pay him like $20 million a year. So sucks for them.
I remember somebody called in saying, "Oh, we should pick him up," and then a bunch of people were like, "No, he was like leading the NFL with the most penalties or false starts, I think."
And that's surprising because they never get called for penalties.
Yeah, that's if to do that as a Chief, that's really impressive. That's really impressive. The Chiefs or the refs are always Chiefs refs, same thing.
I wonder if that's going to continue because they did pass. They did make a rule about that. They're going to be watching the replays on that.
Yeah, they're looking at rule changes right now. The Chiefs are probably really worried about. But yeah, I don't know with the Chiefs next year. I don't know if they're going to get that same love. I think they're kind of falling out of favor with the NFL, and they're no longer the darling team.
And they had a lot of games where they probably shouldn't have won. They got super lucky.
Not probably. They shouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying they got really lucky. I mean, they were in that close to being able to win, so shouldn't have won, you know, I feel. Because they were in the position to still try to win. So it's if they shouldn't have won, then you know they're fucking way out of it.
Yeah, I don't want to bring up those terrible memories of that fucking blocked field goal.
Hey, and even for us, bro, like we had one shot and it was for them to miss a field goal, doink and doinking in instead of doinking out.
It's a lot worse than having a field goal blocked when you for sure thought it was going to be a good kick. It was only like a 35-yard field goal. Went out there and blocked it. That was tough. Alex Forsyth, if you're listening, come on, man.
It's not as bad as just like fumbling away the game.
Yeah, even though it was called a freaking false start. Even though it was called a false start, but hey, it is what it is. They make up rules for them whenever they want, whenever they need it.
Yeah.
Not to mention shaving off first downs.
Yeah, we go on and on with the Chiefs and the treatment they've gotten from the refs.
Oh, good thing somebody's not here to be riding the fucking Chiefs all night.
Junior.
Shout out, Junior.
Where we at on time, boys? We hit that hour mark yet?
I think
that's
we're
it.
just about there.
Again, thank you, anybody that's listening to this thing. We're having a good time doing it. We're having some beers and shooting the shit, so can't beat that. If you're listening, thank you. Hit the subscribe button.
We got a button now.
We got a button.
We got a button.
Do the like. Hit us with some 5-star reviews on all your podcast stuff. And we'll keep these things rolling. So that's
and even if you don't like us, keep watching. Keep talking shit about us. Get us those views. It's cool. We don't mind it.
Yeah, we'll take anything we can get at this point.
Yep.
Again, if you leave a comment, we'll definitely respond. Ask us what our favorite color is. We'll answer.
Yeah, even if you guys want to hate on the Raiders even more, keep them coming. I'm here all day.
It's really easy to do. It's really easy to do. All right, boys. Well, I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
Nice. Number 2, down.
Yep. Cheers.
Cheers.